All right. After I perfected that, okay, after I got that and I was consistent with that, then I developed a desire. Okay. Now, guys, listen. This is how I change a poor thinking. This is how I change poor actions. This is how I change my poor behavior and my poor finances. Okay. To a place where I started to be stable in my emotions, I started to be stable in my mind, I started to be stable in my heart, and I started to produce more stability in my life, okay? So, I began to develop a desire, okay? That desire now stems from, well, what did I want my life to be? Or what, at that time, did I want my life to become? Okay. Now I am experiencing this peace. I understand myself a lot better than what I did. I have eliminated a lot of insecurities in my self-behavior. I eliminated the codependency actions and thinking. And now I moved to a point and place in my life that now I truly want some desires. Okay. There is some desires I want. Now let's pause here about desires. Now, many of us have all kinds of desires that bombards us through the course of the day. And I do believe of this biblical principle when it says that God shall give you the desires of your heart. Now, I truly believe that God will give you the absolute desires of your heart. He'll do that. Not of somebody else's heart, but of your heart. It's important to have a desire, okay? But he said the desires of your heart. Now, listen. We all get bombarded with desires throughout the course of a day. I mean, you can't even write down on a piece of paper the amount of desires that comes your way. You understand? You'll run out of ink. You run out of paper. We are bombarded with hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of desires a day. All right. Now, of course, we don't get all of the desires manifest into reality. You don't get every desire manifest to reality, okay? Not every thought that comes to your mind is produced in reality. Not every thought, okay? So when the Bible says that God will give you the desires of your heart, he's referring to the heartfelt desires. Now, you might want to underline that. Heartfelt desires, okay? He is listening to the heartfelt desire. You can recognize a heartfelt desire based on this issue. How often do you talk about the things you want? How often are you meditating on the things you want? You understand? How often are you gravitating towards the things that you desire or you want? That's your heartfelt desire. That's the things that you actually want in life. If you go to bed and you're thinking about it, you're laying down and you're thinking about it. When you pick up a magazine or you pick up a book to read, that book is gravitating towards what you desire. Okay. Every time you're in a conversation with somebody, you're controlling the conversation based on what you desire. Okay. Now, they could be talking about sports or they could be talking about the beauty salon or they could be talking about something that's not your heartfelt desire, but somehow or another you seize the conversation. Somehow or another you become the master of the conversation and you gravitate or you begin to position that conversation based on your heartfelt desire. Okay, that's when that desire becomes heartfelt. Okay, another word for heartfelt is simply this. It's when you have a burning passion for something, okay? Is when that passion becomes burning. Is when it's almost like what Jeremiah would say in the Bible. It's like fire shut up in my bones. Here's what Jeremiah is referring to. He's not talking about something religious, folks. He's talking about a burning, sensational desire. And this desire is not vindictive. This desire doesn't cause you to cry. This desire doesn't cause you to be like, oh, well, I can't reach it. That's not it. This desire brings you peace. And you only want to think about that thing. You only want to focus on that. Listen, that's all you're thinking about. You're talking about it over and over and over and over again. And a burning desire is not something that you just talk about over and over and over again, but you're doing it with passion. You can feel it. It's almost like you can believe it. All right. You know exactly what it means. Okay. Those things are extremely important. Okay. So heartfelt desires. Okay. Those things are important. Guys, I think I just ran out of time. So God bless you, and I'll see you again soon.